The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, I want to thank you all for coming to this month's edition of QuikStor University and our quick little webinar on our new service that we're going to be introducing next month in the new edition of QuikStor Express. We partner with a company called Accountable Document Solutions to create what we feel is a very exciting product for all you QuikStor Express users to save you guys some time and just cut down on the work involved in getting notices and invoices out sent to customers on a regular basis. But want to just walk through real briefly one of the things that is going to be required is you are going to need this module turned on from QuikStor. It will be a small purchase amount which we'll make known here at the beginning of the next month when we release it. And there will also be some pricing that will be set up through Accountable Document Solutions, which you'll obtain from them when you set up your account. You'll see the website link here in just a few minutes, so you can feel free to take a look at that when you get a minute. But we would like to show you how this is all going to work. But there are basically going to be two separate settings here in Express for this function. One is going to be the automated setup for QuikStor Express to handle the printing automatically, and then there's also a manual setting where you can go in and generate notices to be either printed in the office or set up to be sent to their outsourced mail service. One of the things I want to show you first is how you would set up the account in QuikStor. So up here on the top under the QuikStor button, we're just going to go ahead to the Change Site Setup. Now, the new version of QuikStor Express, once the module is installed, will have this Mail Service tab listed here. You know what? I'm sorry about that, you guys. I think I had the wrong picture on. But we're just getting started. I'm hoping everyone can see this right now. But, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start over. But we're going to go ahead and go up here to the QuikStor button, and we're going to bring down our Change Site Setup options here. And this is going to show us our option for changing some information in QuikStor Express, and most importantly, the Mail Service tab, which will be added if you have this service installed and plan on using it. But this is the main setup page where you're going to put in your account information that you get from ADS. And again, here is the website for them. You can set up your account with them before we release the module next month. It'll be good to do because they do have a nice little website that you can check out and actually start printing those labels prior to the integration if you wanted to. But you can set that up using this website here, accountabledocs.com. But they will provide you some information. The client code, group name, username, and a password is what they'll provide to you. Now, once you put that information in, we do have a Verify Account Credentials button that you would press. I'll go ahead and press it, and as you see, it's going to go ahead and test that and make sure that it is verified. And our demo test account here does come back as verified. That is a good thing. But so that's how you would set this up. Real simple, very straightforward. And then there's a couple settings down below here that I want to walk you through and what they mean and how they will affect the late notices or any notices that you would send from QuikStor. But you basically have a list of the letters that you would send to your customers over here on the far left side of this page. Then you have two separate sections here for your primary tenant address, and then you also have alternate. You can set these individually, and so if you have something, we want to send the primary address one way and then the alternate another way, you can differentiate that right here. But on the, as we click on, let's just say the first late notice here, it'll give us some options to accomplish the mailing of how first notices are sent out. So if we have it set to print, this is going to be handled as normally in Express. It's just going to print out the regular label, the regular notice. Nothing will be different than how it's handled currently. So this will just be regular default settings as if you didn't even have the mail option. Now the options below that is where the integration and ADS gets involved. Up on top here, this still is going to print out this certified label, but this is going to be printing in the office. And so any type of notice or document that you're going to be sending to a customer, you want to send it certified mail, you can have this box checked and you can also elect for a return receipt to be generated for this as well. Now, what will happen is that at the end of the printing process during overnights, each document will have a certified label printed out for it, and then this can just be stuffed into the envelope. And this service does also provide the certified mailing envelopes for you. So that will be included in the monthly cost and the cost of each transaction, and you can order those from the website, which will show you that in a few minutes. But that'll generate the mailing label in the office so that you can just give these certified letters to the postman when he comes. He'll scan the document and they'll be off and running. But this still handles printing in your office at a reduced rate. Now, down below that, you have options for their mail service. Now, this is a completely off-site service, so everything gets transmitted electronically to ADS, and they handle everything from that point. So they will print the invoice or document that you have sent, and then they will handle the mailing of it. If you're going to send it just regular first class, you can request a certificate of mailing, but if it needs to be sent certified, you can have them handle that as well, and then also have it generate a return receipt. All very easy to do with just a click of a button. So what we'll do is we're just going to go ahead and set our, we're going to leave our first late notice set to print, as well as our second and third late notices. But we're going to go ahead and adjust our pre-lien notice. Now keep in mind that each state has different rules as far as how they require notices to be sent to the tenants and the time frames involved in how they need to be sent, whether certified mail or if a certificate of mailing is appropriate. We do still recommend, and it would be safe to say that you need to stick to those rules and make sure you look into them before setting any of these settings. You don't want them to be sending the wrong, or you don't want to be sending the wrong type of letter to your customers and get in that situation where you can't act on what you need to in the event of a lien sale. But for our pre-lien notice, we're going to go ahead and set this up for certified mail with a return receipt. Now, again, what this is going to do is this is going to print a certified label in my office along with the notice to be sent to them, which I will include in the envelope. Now, I will show you what this looks like. We'll print a demo here in a minute. But we'll go ahead and we're just going to continue to set up our settings here in QuikStor Express for this to be handled automatically. And invoices I'm just going to leave here as print as well. Now, we give you all these options so you can handle this however you like. Some people would like to outsource all of these so that they don't have to handle any mailing. This is a great option if you're an off-site owner and manager and don't want to have to deal with any printing there in the office. It can handle everything for you. Yes, at a slightly higher cost, but in the long run of saving time, I'm sure it'll be worth it for a great amount of people. But once you have things set here as you want them to be, meaning you have the notices print the way you want them to print, and either be printing here in your office or set up to be outsourced, we'll go ahead and hit save and exit, and that'll be it. So now, if we check our delinquency settings, we just want to verify this. For our pre-lien notices, we have those set to print during overnights. Okay, so once this box is checked, however it's set to be print, in our case we set it up for a certified mailing label with a return receipt, that's going to take place in the middle of the night automatically. So when I come into the office the next day after this is supposed to be printed, it will be waiting there, not only the notice, but the certified mailing label to go along with it. And I've already have received the envelopes from ADS, and I can just load those documents into the envelope, seal it, and be done. Now, this would be setting up your automated notices. So if you want things to be printed automatically, this is how it would be done. You guys are very familiar, I'm sure, with the delinquency settings and your pre-lien and lien sale notices being sent out and printed for you automatically. If that's how you want, that all still works the same. This just gives you the option to have the certified letter handled without needing to go to the post office for it. But the other option, and something that we have gotten a request for, is when you do not have it set up to be done automatically and you just need to generate something manually for the customer. So under our tenant tab up here, we have a print certified label and mail service button now. So what this does is this brings us to a manual screen that will allow us to see who has notices to be printed, and then we can select individually how we want to handle them. So if you want to select more than one, you can hold down Control and do so, or if you want to select a group of them, you can hold down Shift and select a group of them there as well. Up on top here, you have a number of filters. So let's just say we want to only look at people that have a first late notice, and we want to send a couple of these, or all of them if we want to. We want to send all of these a manual letter. Now again, just like when we clicked on the button before, we see this mail options screen, which will give us the same options we had on the other side. Now keep in mind, this is going to be an immediate transmission of this information. So when I select that I want a certified label to be printed with the return receipt, if I hit OK and I hit print for this customer, this is going to generate that exact thing. So now from here you can also print for an alternate address, and you can also print a copy of the invoice with the label or the notice. So if you have not printed it yet, let's just say you forgot to have the settings set to print the certified label, it will, if you already have a copy of it, you don't have to worry. But if you needed to generate a copy of that notice to send to the customer right now, you can have it generate that notice to the customer here as well. What I want to do for you real quick is I just want to show you what this looks like when we print a certified label, and I'm going to print a preview here in just 1 second. So it's going to let us know that it completed. I have a PDF printer set up already, so it's just going to show us what this is going to look like. And this is going to be the sample that's going to be printed. Now keep in mind, I have a demo account, so these things are not going to appear for you. It's not going to show fake, and it's not going to show void. But this is going to be the label that's printed. So you fold this in half on top of the notice or letter that you need to send to the customer, put this in the supplied envelopes from ADS, and you're done. So very simple, very, very simple there. Now one thing I do want to point out, not only can you do notices for customers and filter all of these based on how many, on what notices you'd like to see, but you also have the option to send your bills this way. So if you have a customer that you want to send a bill and you want to send it via certified and get a return receipt, you can do that, but you can also select to have it sent to the mail service. If you just want it to go first class, regular mail, you can go ahead and select that, and you hit process, and it'll send that off to the customer without your involvement. You never have to print anything. You don't have to take anything to the post office. It just gets handled for you, and that amount gets debited from your ADS account. And again, if you needed to print a copy of it, you certainly can for your records. Incredibly straightforward. One of the things we also did is we added a small filter up here that you can determine how many days in the past that you want to see invoices for. So if you only want to see first late notices that have been issued in the last 10 days, you can do that. But if you want to bump this out to 30 days, you can do that as well. I don't have anyone that's within that time frame. I think they're farther than that, but you can see how it's very straightforward. The process and which way you decide to go, whether you want to print the labels yourself or have them outsourced, would certainly be a decision that each company can make. They're both incredibly easy, but one of the things that does take place when you print the certified label here in the office is it does require that you generate what's called a scan form. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring up the Simple Certified Mail website here, and this is going to be a part of the process for you. But basically when you log in and you obtain your information from ADS, it'll take you to this home page, which I'm going to go ahead and log in again here for. What this does, and this is the where you can sign up for already, is you can go ahead and create custom labels if you need to make something one-off. It's not in QuikStor. They do give you that option now, and again, it'll just be debited directly from your account. And you can order envelopes here as well. But one of the things that I was just talking about was that scan form. Now, when you generate the certified mailing label, you will see a list of the of the tenants that had that label generated for. Now, because I'm using a demo account in my software, it's not actually recording anything here. But you'll see a list of all the people that had that notice generated for them. If you accidentally printed it, you can remove them from that by checking the box that's listed here, and it will actually credit your account for that charge instead of keeping it debited so that you don't get charged for not using that label. But once you have that list complete and it's exactly how you want, you need to generate a scan form. What this is going to do is it's going to create a